welcome back, everybody. This is the Not Dying Spiff coming back at you with this final match of the losers bracket round. So this one's going to decide who goes on to face our champions in waiting. And we're going to get started right over here on the left side of the map, all the way over on the left, spawning in as the blue Aeon player. It is Rainbows and Unicorns, opening up with a very quick air factory there. And her teammate showing some Cybrin flex for the first time since I've been here today, at least. We have Nuclear Pizza spawning in the brown, also throwing down an air factory, and he has sent his engineers over to the side of the map to start gobbling up some yummy, yummy mass points. And Knight of Misfortune. Tell me, who do we have on the other side, and what the heck are they up to?
On the other side, facing down the Cybern scum, we have the double Aeon team, anti-Aeon, although I don't know why it's anti-Aeon. I still can't figure out why they're calling themselves that. But it is represented by two players from all the way in Russia. It is Fox Termelin in the back as the white Aeon, opening up with a double air factory, and his partner Awasi up front as the purple Aeon commander, opening up with a double land factory. And at least for the moment, he was pushing his ACU forward, but I don't think he's going to do that anymore. Although, I don't know if they realize that this is double air yet. Technically, I guess it's not full double air. We shall see.
Um, yeah, this is an interesting one. Nuclear Pizza kind of going for almost a little bit more of a one versus one strategy, opening up with a single air and a single land
Yeah.
factory. Um, I like it though. Get early air dominance, pick off outside mass extractors, and then you've got the economy behind it to. And I kind of feel like with the way that he's been able to build all these mass extractors in the back one after another and still throw down that factory and a radar, I feel like he might have gone build cost, build time. So I think that kind of might be the idea here is get early air dominance and then just transition to whatever.
I think that's what normally happens when a Cybern is opening up with some air, and there's not as much land. You end up going build cost, build time to save some money on the air, but also you don't have to worry as much about TML coming up because obviously the air can maybe help a little bit with that. Get to it really a little quicker and maybe snipe it before it does too much damage. So the adapters are not as much of a need, I guess, for several reasons, that being probably the most important one. But it looks like our anti-AN team is going to push forward, which I think is what they kind of need to do, and limit how much freedom this air army has against them. But it looks like nuclear is still going to find some space to bomb some mass extractors.
Yeah, and Rainbow's coming around to support him there as well. Nuclear's also building another Cyber land factory, but it's kind of like way off to the south there. So I think that um, maybe that. Well, I think that's the right move here because as Cybern, you kind of want to spread out a little bit, especially when they get up in your face in the middle like this. Very similar to what you'd do on open palms.
I really am confused about your guys' conversation in the Twitch chat, guys. What is. Jeez. Anyway. Yeah, it looks like Fox Tremelin is trying to bomb the core mass extractors. That's a little interesting there. But it does make the air turn around for both players and bring it back instead of harassing. So that's pretty good. I'm surprised there's not any anti-air being thrown on the expansion to the north, however. That just feels like a massive sore spot there.
Yeah, I don't think Fox is quite going to have enough planes to scare off this air army from bombing some of these outside mass extractors. And if they could pick off that engineer, or both of these engineers that are expanding, all of them really, that would be great because that's going to really slow down the expansion. Got to build another engineer, send it all the way over there on this big map, and it's going to
Yeah.
be exposed the whole way. So that's a really great pick off there. Um,
And
And yeah, Pizza has just been producing loyalists from these two factories. but he's got this huge eco that's gone up behind it already.
Yeah, that's the problem I'm seeing with Fox. I don't know. He still is obviously manages to be very competitive with the style of play, but he just doesn't expand a whole lot. And then he loses one mass extractor every time that happens. It feels like a good sized portion of his economy goes down. But we'll see. There is a flank coming around with these bots. I think if he splits them, he should do some economic damage to Rainbows. But no, there's no split. There's no split at all. Coming in
Well,
late
not as
there.
bad as it could have been. Oh, wow, that was a decent. Okay, that was a nice setup. Rainbow's planes coming in here, all bunched up, ready to get behind Fox's.
Yeah, decent engagement. Actually, very nice setup by Team Nuclear Rain there, because the way they set it up is actually Nuclear had less planes there, but the planes of Nuclear drew Foxtremellon's planes out. So Rainbow's got a really nice engage there, and it just feels like now Foxtremellon and Awasi are losing both air and land, unfortunately.
Yeah, the other nice trick there, Rainbow's kept most of her planes super bunched up to the point where they were all stacked on top of one another. And Fox was kind of like, oh, there's not that many here. I can take this. And then, like, a couple of seconds later, Rainbow's planes ungroup, and it's just like, oh my God, where did all those come from? It was almost like a teleport.
Yeah. Air air is always so difficult to deal with when they got shields. Like you don't even need flares. Like shields alone are do such a good job here, and we do have actually flares now as well. So these Harvards are not going to get any anti-air damage now.
I do want to point out this little hit squad of Awasi's tanks on the left-hand side of the map. They have come all the way around the edge of the map, oh so slowly, avoiding making contact with these early mass extractors and that engineer that was out there. And now they're just going to start firing at something, and here come the planes to take them out.
It's so sad. I wonder if he
Yeah,
had it. I wonder if he had an eye on those like all the time. Oh, look at that. Nuclear even focusing down the tank that's like the least hurt. Although he doesn't have enough to take it out. That mass extractor is still gonna live. Oh man, that's so frustrating. I'm not gonna lie.
it took so long for those tanks to walk their way around there, and then they do nothing in the end.
Gosh. He had one job.
So yeah, wow. Okay, Nuclear is really spread out here. He has placed his factories all over this southern area of the map.
Yeah, I don't know what necessarily the reason for that is. I mean, they won air, so he doesn't really need to protect this
I think it was
outshoot.
more part of an early into the mid game strategy of like just we're gonna cut off this axis of advance here
Hmm.
by spreading out along it. And yeah, now that they've won air, it's not that big a deal, especially since Team Anti-Aeon has not pushed down into the south really at all, except this one engineer that's just now coming down for Fox on the right hand side. Ooh, we got a big bombing run going on up in the north though. Ooh, the planes don't split, so they could have done a lot more damage there.
Actually, the Harvards are doing better than I thought they would here.
Yeah, I think the reason for that is because there was no split on the planes, so only a few bots went down, and it could have been a much more devastating bombing run.
It's interesting how they get through shields very quickly, but it feels like the health bars just go so slow.
All right, Pizza's ramping up his production now. We've got more and more factories on the way. We've got a big line of energy
Nice split.
generators, which... Oh, you're paying attention to the micro. I'm looking at the macro. Jeez.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, Awasi's got tons of factories now. I feel like Fox is... Yeah, Fox, I think, is a little bit behind, but is now putting up a research station, and Rainbows has not started a research station yet, although she's got one queued up.
Split fire, split fire, split fire, split fire. Why did he
Oof.
hold fire or stop moving those loyalists? That was interesting. Oh, bombing run coming in.
Maybe just to keep the planes from going too far out of the way. I don't know.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, not good splits. I mean, rather no splits at all for Awasi here. Could be doing a little better with that.
I think we could say the same about Rainbows, though. She's not splitting up her planes to attack different targets.
Right. But I think it's more important to split land against there. I don't know. Man, that's a
We do
lot of
finally
bots
have-
actually everywhere. Jeez.
Yeah. Okay, so Fox's air is focused on the defense down here. I think that Team Anti-Aeon has finally realized that their southern flank is pretty darn open.
Yeah, and this is the problem with the way Foxtremon plays Aeon. I feel like, look at how many factories Rainbows has. 6 factories for Rainbows, only 4 for Foxtremon. I know he's prioritized research stations for some reason, but yeah, it's just massively behind, I feel like.
I think it's really all in the eco.
Yeah.
Rainbows was able to push out and gobble up more eco.
Gosh, I
And
feel like
I wonder. I think of Fox as like one of, if not the top 1 versus 1 player, and I think maybe it's that 1 versus 1 mindset of, of we've got a small map, let's just butt heads, as opposed to we've got this big open map with lots of space that we could gobble up and, treat it more as a full map game instead of an army versus army game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I also feel like for having such a, or for being such a good 1v1 player, Foxtremon has always was just very poor in my opinion in air. So like, you can see a really good example of that here. Like, I'm not sure what these planes are doing here, to be completely honest.
Well, it's a sniper.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess he almost got to it, but like, I don't know. I always feel like Foxtremon is probably one of the worst air players around. So it was kind of curious to see him go air in this game. I feel like also for the newer player, which Awasi I would consider newer. I don't know how much he actually plays now, but like I feel like the newer player, it's easier to do air almost, but I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong. It doesn't matter what the type of game is. I'm pretty sure Fox would wipe the floor with me any day of the week. Like, I'm not saying that he's bad, but I don't know. I'm just speculating as to maybe the mindset that you're referring to and why it is the way it is,
Yeah.
But anyways, this really has just turned into a micro slogfest here. We haven't seen any experimentals come up or any other big tech so far.
Yeah, both teams have to be a little careful about these bots running around the whole map, with teleport especially coming out.
Yeah, I was about to say, but at the same time, Pizza's very well set up here. He's right in the middle of all of his factories. He's going to have defender's advantage, and that's not a huge clump of bots there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's right on this.
Yeah, and Awasi's just losing too many bots. He's spreading them way too thinly. I think that's jump jets coming in on the loyalists. We already have Unidetto. We saw it earlier. Gosh, those planes just don't go down to that bot anti. Oh, Unidetto for the win!
Oh,
Foxtremon
not hitting all the bots at once.
Yeah, Foxtremon is there though with the bomb right as they were landing, so it wasn't too bad, but still, I still feel like we are spread way too thin, and Foxtremon is now in danger of a snipe. I think he actually could just go for a snipe here. Yep.
Yeah.
Aw, that's sad.
That was a brutal bombing run. They took off almost all of that. And look, Rainbow's even, removing her planes so that, just the few that are there can get it done, not lose everything in the blast.
Pro moves.
Beautifully done.
Yeah, and at this point, Awasi just spread himself too thinly, and losing a partner now, that air is gonna run around the whole map and slowly but surely going to secure a 1-0 lead for our Nuclear Rain team. And I think they're finally living up to their name here, raining absolute death from above in this game 1.
Very well done, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen in game 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I think game 2, what's the map for game 2? I think it's Thunder Pass. So, yeah, Aeon can definitely, I think, do a little better on that map, especially with one Cybern player. So we will definitely see what happens. Teleport back. Oh, there's tanks coming out now. Interesting. And unit teleport on top. I wonder if the unit Dedo will just kill the commander.
Looks like that's the plan, or at least might be the plan.
Brute force it! When you got too much shit, just brute force it. Jesus.
Yeah, well, you know, right down to the very basics of strategy gaming. More shit beats less shit.
Yep. It's just like robots living up to their name. All right, guys, that was an exciting game. One, almost 20 minutes. Very nicely done. That's why I kind of love this map. Maybe it's not good for double Aeon players, but certainly was still an exciting match and was very close for the majority of it. I think where it came down was Fox Schmelin not really spreading his wings there with the expansions. But we'll see if they can bring it back in game 2. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody, to Game 2 of our match for third place between Nuclear Rain and Anti-Aeon. I will jump in with the introductions, starting with the team to the south. It is our Nuclear Rain team, represented by our brown Cybern Commander Nuclear Pizza and his partner, the teal Aeon Commander Rainbows and Unicorns. And it looks like both of them are opening up with the land opening, probably going to go into 3 factories like you would probably expect on a close quarters map like this.
And spawning on the other side of the map, it is the anti-Aeon Aeon team. Starting on the right-hand side with the White Fox himself, it's Fox Melon, putting those 3 factories up on top of the platform. And his partner, spawning in as the red Aeon player, it is Awasi, who has gone to the edge of the platform and put his factories down on the low ground there. Nice trick, nice trick.
So, question for you. I know the answer to this, but why do you think Fox Termelin is putting his factories on the podium instead of down?
I don't know, but he hasn't gone for a whole lot of eco here, so I'm thinking that this might be something tricky, like perhaps a TML in the middle.
So he did this against Iron and Regon, and it was actually kind of successful because what he's going to end up doing is actually coming across the map and helping Awasi push out Iron. And of course, when that happens, you leave yourself a little more open. So if your factories are up on the podium, they are a little more protected.
Interesting.
So it's a big gamble because if this doesn't work out, then obviously you're dead. But against Iron, it worked very, very well. Especially now we have mobile missile launchers, so that's even better, I feel like. Although those mobile missile launchers are firing at units instead of buildings.
Rainbows is pushing her ACU out. She went for some more eco here, so she's only on 2 factories, and only 2 factories for nuclear as well.
Yeah, I think that hopefully that point defense is not going to get a whole lot done. It's going to eat a volley of mobile missile fire. That's going to be enough.
I think Rainbows might have saved it if she had started repairing it like a little bit sooner, but it's hard to say.
Ooh, Fox Termelin is coming in on a lot of fire.
Yeah, Nuclear doing a great job of keeping his bots behind his commander.
Fox Termelin, bring your ACU back. Oh my goodness. That was a very, very good engagement from both teams. I feel like they did the best they could with that.
Uh-oh, seeing a little bit of lag here on my end. Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna happen with so many different players in different areas of the world.
Yeah. Ooh, nuclear losing a factory there. That is really painful.
Yeah,
That knocks him
this
down to just one factory.
yeah, this looks really good for anti-Aeon here. Those mobile missile launchers are still alive. Um, our nuclear rain team is losing land armies. As long as Foxtremel or Avasi don't desync and disconnect, I think this is their game to lose.
Yeah, I'd have to say. Rainbows did a pretty good job of like intercepting those reinforcements of Fox's, but then when Fox pulled his army back and joined up with the reinforcements, Rainbows just got smashed.
Yeah, I think the error was building that point defense there. It's just, I feel like you don't get a whole lot done with that point defense, especially when there's mobile missile launchers out. So
Yeah.
now, yeah, nuclear calls GG, and we're gonna go to game 3, ladies and gentlemen. So the third place match is going to be decided in game 3, I believe, on the island map. I forget their names for some reason today. There's too many new maps, guys. But we'll be right back with game 3. Don't go anywhere to see Nuclear Rain or Anti-Aeon moving to the grand final. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody, to what is this, game number 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Game number 3, which will decide this series and see who goes on to the grand finals. This is Spiff bringing you this game on Serene Isles, and I'm going to throw it over to Knight of Misfortune to introduce our first team. Knight?
All right. Well, I'll let you stick with your Cybern favoritism this time around, I suppose, and introduce the Anti-Aeon team to the right or east hand side of Serene Isle. They are opening up with a double land factory each. They are, of course, the purple Awasi and the white Fox Tremelin. And who do we got on the other side, Spiff?
On the other side, spawning in on the top as the teal Aeon Commander, we have Rainbows and Unicorns, opening up with a double air factory. And her teammate, Nuclear Pizza, on the south side, spawning in as the blue Cybrin. And he's thrown down a triple land factory opener to match that third land factory that Awasi has laid down on the other side. And I'm excited for this map, I'll be honest. There is so much mass here in the middle. This could turn into a real slugfest. I could see this going on for a while.
Yeah, I would really even be excited to see a 1v1 match on this map. Like, I think that would be the craziest thing. Um, Especially in the spawns of Rainbows and Awasi. I think that would be a perfect 1v1 map. So cool. But yeah, what do you think about the air opening from Rainbows? I feel like this map is quite small. And like you said, there's so much mass here in the center that it might be a little easy for the East team to really take a foothold there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it really depends on how it shakes out here because I mean, even on a small map, opening up with air in a team game like this can be totally fine. Um, it just depends on, again, how things shake out and who your opponents are. See, the thing is, Fox is really good at just pushing up into the center and holding a position and setting up anti-air and like just being in your face. So with him being across from Rainbows, I think that's where the difficulty is going to come in because he could just like, he's pushing right up the top side here. He could just take over this spot right in front of Rainbow's base and be like, haha, you can't hit me. You can't hit me.
Yeah. It looks like the strategy here is the same that Anti-Aeon had last time, and just bring the support to Rainbows and try to take out questionably the stronger player, Fox Tremelin. But I feel like Fox is, if anything at all, Fox Tremelin is so good at holding his positions in games.
Hmm.
So I don't know how much that will be of help, but it looks like actually Nuclear is not going to be sending any more units up there, and just a couple of bots to help Rainbows prevent any early pushes, I suppose.
Yeah, well, with Awasi moving his commander up as well, Nuclear's going to have his hands full in just a minute here. Rainbows is doing a pretty decent job of chipping away at this mass extractor back here. And this one sneaky MML all the way up in the north is set to come all the way around to the back of Rainbow's base. I love it.
There's
Ooh,
one
another
for,
one on the
yeah.
south.
Yeah,
Ugh,
they did that in the other game as well. It's pretty cute.
it's cute and it's a small investment. So if it doesn't work out, who
Yeah.
cares?
Plane for a tank? Maybe? Nope, not quite.
Mm, even then, I don't think one plane for one tank's a very good trade.
For who?
Ooh, Rainbows might get more than one here though. Just one so far.
Yeah, I think Awasi needs to pull back. There's no anti-air here for Awasi. Oh, that's a problem. It's a big problem. Nuclear is going to go around, though. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Because you could have just... I think they could have just killed Awasi here.
Yeah, if they ganged up on him with the air and the ground all at once, I think you're right.
Yeah, and Awasi is going to come back. I don't know if I would be testing my luck there. But it does prevent Nuclear from going around here. Bombing run coming in. This time, a very nice split from Foxtermelon.
Very well done.
But there's not enough anti-air here.
Yeah, I mean, Fox is trying to present as big a threat as possible by pushing in and just providing a distraction for Awasi, but he just doesn't have very much on the ground at this point.
Yep, and Nuclear's bots are going to get taken out here. There is a point defense behind this, so got to pull back and let those mobile missile launchers do their work.
Ooh,
And
good bombing run there.
Yeah, and I think they're going to do what they should have done from the start here, is take out Awasi first. But now the problem is that they're kind of close to losing the position at the top. So they almost lost some time here, but we'll see. Foxtermelon is slow to expand once again. Really not a fan of his build orders.
All right, well, Awasi is doing a pretty decent job of setting up a defensive line right here. That's going to be a little bit tougher in this choke point for Nuclear to break.
Does not quite take out that point defense.
Didn't even get through a shield.
This is a...
But Rainbow's just... Rainbows is just basically face tanking with their ACU. Repair,
Yeah.
repair, repair. All right, Awasi trying to gain a little bit more ground on the south side here as well.
Yeah, I feel like she's going to start losing a lot of planes. A lot of them are in the red. Yeah, and Foxtermelon really has to focus down this point defense. This point defense has bought them so much time. Really needs to start pushing out. Awasi just needs to hold, which Nuclear Pizza, I'm not really sure what is happening here. Mobile missile launcher though for Foxtermelon has finally made its way over, but he like queued it to go in such a weird point. And also I feel like he should have taken out the engineer.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think when he queued it up, he didn't know the engineer was necessarily there.
Oh, there's Brackman now.
I was about to say, like, if Nuclear wants to push in at a choke point, I think he's going to need something with some area of effect damage. And Brackman is the perfect choice to start busting out here.
Oh.
He does peel off one bot as well to kill Awasi's mobile missile launcher that had snuck around. Ooh,
Yeah.
and it looks like Rainbows is just going to send her engineer forward to capture that mobile missile launcher that Fox has.
Oh, shields now on those planes.
Excellent, excellent. That's going to provide a lot of survivability against this ground-based AA.
Pizza's going to push with Brackman.
And his commander as well. I think that's a little bit risky when there's this much on the ground for Awasi. Bombing run does come in and a little disappointing.
Awasi's doing a great job holding down there. Oh, a land gantry coming out for Nuclear here. Yeah, they really got to push this out now. The time clock is ticking.
It sure is.
Need to take out that
And
point
with all
defense.
of those planes, yeah, with all those planes there. I think time is a factor for Awasi.
Oh, yeah. There probably could just be a snipe here, to be honest. In the air. Rainbow's not quite realizing that. Ooh, air is
Yeah,
going to come in. That's going to be a good bomb. Split. Oh, she should have targeted the mobile missile launchers. That's a little bit of a mistake, I think.
still decent damage. And still holding, although I think it might be time for Rainbows to be like, hey, I need to get my ACU starting to like move down to the south where I have an avenue of retreat. I think she's finally realized that as well. But with the support from Nuclear Pizza's Brackman, they might be able to hold this position for a little while longer. We do have that gantry almost halfway on a Mega right now, especially with that ACU assisting.
Yeah,
It
but it
won't
not
be
might
very long
matter
at all.
because he is losing a lot of land forces. If Awasi just pushes here, I think he should be okay engaging into that army.
I think he's scared of overextending and the plane's coming back down
Yeah.
now. Um, yeah, Rainbow's on the retreat with her ACU.
He doesn't need any more point defense. He needs anti-air.
Yeah, point defense are about to become useless with that Mega just now rolling off the production line. And it's pretty close to the front. And yet, Nuclear chooses to send it around up to the north to
That's a
help defend
mistake.
Rainbow's base.
I feel like that's a mistake. Unless
I feel
unless
like
they're
it
gonna
would be
snipe Awasi right now.
either that, or I feel like it would be less of a mistake if he had had enough for another Mega to start right away, but there was a pretty significant delay there before he had the resources together to start another one. And Fox doing what Fox does, just pushing up and holding a position and creeping that position forward. But still,
Gosh,
Fox does not have that big of an army right
I
now.
know. And like they could have killed Awasi like 3 times now. Rainbow's just not realizing how much how much just not enough anti-air that Awasi has.
With that Mega here now, though, they're going to be able to resecure this position and
Yeah.
maybe even push Fox back a little bit. And the next Mega is about to roll off of the line. That one should
Oh yeah.
do a
Snipe attempt,
lot.
snipe attempt, Awasi. Oh no, no, he gives away the oh no, he gives it away. Unit structure.
Ooh,
That,
teleport.
yeah.
Teleport comes out. This could be Owasi's saving grace here if he can
No.
get on top of this Mega. But, ooh, no.
Unit
Never
Deado,
mind.
yeah.
Was that Unit Deado or Structure
Yeah.
Deado?
Oh, structure Deado, sorry. I knew that was coming. He should have known it too. I don't know what the heck happened there. But it does buy Fox Jamal a little bit of time. Not a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to do something about these Megas, and both of them just got pretty hard reset on their armies.
It's very impressive that Rainbow still has enough. Oh, I guess she doesn't. She paused all her air factories, but
Yeah, she is getting her core mass extractors up again now, or at least one of them. It is going to take those Megas quite a while to chip through those factory shields. But still, I feel like Fox is just kind of sitting here with his ACU and a very small army, and it might be time for him to pull back.
yeah, this does not look good for Antian here. I think Nuclear Rain did enough to hold. Even though I think they didn't play the most optimally, I think they did enough here.
Yeah, it's looking like it. We do see Shotjas rolling off the line. It looks like they've been rolling off for a little while, and I missed it, but they might be able to help out. I don't think he's going to have enough of them, though.
No, no, there's just not enough, unfortunately. And again, I have to say this because I feel like those mass extractors for Foxtermelon in the center, they didn't get filled up until maybe like a couple of minutes ago, and he just
Mm-hmm.
you can't go off that. You can't really have an end game after a mid game. You know,
Mm-hmm.
very difficult. So maybe Awasi can get a snipe on. Oh, lol, did you see that? There was a capture on the gantry.
What? Oh my god, that's hilarious. It must
Control
have been a
K it,
fat guy. Ah,
Awasi. Control K it. No, don't let him capture it back. Oh my god. Yeah, thank you. That is hilarious. I've never seen that before.
brutal. Probably not enough, but brutal.
Yeah. That's a win right there. I think they need to win the series off of that.
What is this though? Fox has rolled his ACU up onto the back shore right next to
Oh
Rainbows.
my god, that unit Deado. Holy crap. It just takes out the whole Aeon army. Jeez. And yeah, now this is a pretty desperate spot for our anti-Aeon team. You know,
Second going down.
I had a lot of high hopes for this last match. The way it was going, it felt like anti-Aeon could have won this. And I think in game one, we also were talking about the same thing. So this was a very close series in the end. And I feel just a couple of engagements. And I honestly feel like Foxtermelon's strategies, build orders, is what kind of lost them the series. What do you think?
I think that was definitely an area where they could have done better, because if Fox had done a better job of balancing his aggression with building up his eco, because in the games where he's able to do that, where he's able to be aggressive and get a big eco advantage by seizing the center, I feel like those are his strongest games, and they didn't play to that strength.
Three
And I mean,
tanks.
Owasi has been doing really well. I mean, he held his own definitely against Nuclear down there on the south side for a long time. I feel like Owasi's weakness here has been game sense. And that's just, an experiential thing. Like you said, he's a, less experienced player than Fox. So I feel like, just those moments when Owasi needs to make a decision, like, hey, I need to push right now. Um, I feel like that's what he's lacking here. And yeah, I would tend to agree with you.
Rainbow's there with the not so pleasant Russian language there. God. Awasi's just throwing like tank by tank at this one megalith, and it's just like racking up kills. Headshot.
And we have a sea factory coming down.
What?
We're gonna
Where?
see some boats.
Oh my god. That's funny.
Well, I think they've realized that Fox is out in the water with his ACU, and that they're going to need some torpedoes to take him out.
Yeah, this is...
Well, not anymore.
Yeah. I was going to say, if that's going to be the determining factor here, we're going to be here a long time. But another 20-minute game and a wonderful series, like I said before. That was very exciting. Thank you guys for sticking around. There's 32 of you here right now, so thank you so much for watching. We have the grand final coming up next, so make sure you spread the word. Get your friends in here, and we're going to enjoy a rematch of the upper bracket semifinals. It's going to be, once again, Iron Commander and Fury versus Nuclear Pizza and Rainbows. Stick around. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.